Hey guys, Pluto here with
Snoopeh.
from Team CLG EU. Now you guys are playing really well right now. You guys are here, of course. The World Championships just made it through the group stages. The only European team to do so. The only, really, like I said with Crepo, non-Asian team to do so. Were you guys pretty confident in your group against all of your opponents, or did you guys have a little hesitation against some rather than others?
We expected to make it through the group stages at least, but there is a lot of pressure, and around like in a best of one, anything can happen. Like you can get cheesed out of the ass, and you're going to lose. Yeah. So there is some concern when you're going into a game like that, but we pulled it off. We expect to get through group stages for sure.
Now, did you guys have any inkling of wanting to cheese? You know, like you said, since it is a best of one, sometimes cheese can really just get you that game, get you that win, get you an early advantage or whatever. Did you guys want to cheese? Because I know you guys are well known for playing standard and just taking it to the late game. Was there any desire to cheese whatsoever?
Well, when we were playing, we've been in the house in Burbank playing against CLG NA the whole time, and we've seen cheese like from every angle from them. But we did pick up a few things from them, but we don't go out of our way to cheese. Like we think, come to a late game, we're going to win the game. Like we think we can outplay our opponents late game, no matter what they did early game. As long as we can like not get pushed down too hard early game, and we'll come back anyway with our team comp.
Okay. So you're saying that CLG NA is one of the cheesiest teams ever?
Yeah, definitely. Like we actually had a joke in Korea once. When we were coming back from Poland, we wanted to buy all these different kinds of cheeses, like blue cheese, Parmesan, cheddar, and just like throw it in the room, just like in their gaming room, just throw all this cheese in their room, just to make fun of them. But yeah, they are the cheesiest team for sure.
That would have been a fantastic video, I think. And I mean, it worked out for them. They did like a nice comeback at the end with like 3 teleports at a base race. It was crazy. Came down to 1 hit. But you said your time spent in Korea. Obviously, it was fruitful. It was worthwhile. You guys came second in OGN, which was, I believe, I would say it was a surprise to a lot of people. You know, a lot of people think the Koreans are some of the best teams in the world. You guys showed up on their turf, showed up in their tournament. We're like, hey, we're here to stay, and we came in second place. How did you guys feel competing against the Koreans on their own turf?
I think when we first got there, we were taken a bit by surprise. Like their early game aggression was a bit hard to deal with because we had experience in Europe. It's like really passive. We went to Korea, it was like early game aggression a lot of the time, and we adapted pretty fast because like 2 weeks to adapt, and the tournament wasn't for 3 weeks later. So we adapted pretty quickly, and as soon as we got past the group stage 3-0, we were feeling pretty confident. We felt we could take on most of the teams because we'd scrimmed against them throughout the 2 months we were there. Coming in, we were a bit disappointed with the final against Frost. We went 2-0.
We're up 2-0,
yeah, 2-0, and then we ended up going like losing the next 3 games. We threw the third game so hard, but shit happens. Like we learned from it for sure.
Now, do you guys think, like I said, since a lot of Asian teams have advanced, you and Moscow 5 are the only 2 EU teams, do you guys think you have a bit of an advantage, a bit of an edge, having been playing against the Asian style for so long? And you know, TSM, their really only experience is playing against Blaze in the MLG Summer Arena. Do you guys think you have a little bit of an edge over them or the entire rest of the competition? M5, I know, hasn't played a lot of Asian teams whatsoever.
Well, I think M5 as a team themselves are a very strong team. Like, despite them not playing against the Asian teams, I think they'll still pull it off based on their own skill. I think TSM is one of the teams that's going to struggle with that. If you look at MLG in New York, where they lost 5 games to Azubu Blaze. And Azubu Blaze is one of the weaker Korean teams.
Really?
If you see like Frost and Sword have beaten them, so yeah, I think they have a lot on their plate if they're going to come through, like get further through this tournament. I can't wait to see the games coming up. I think they're probably going to lose. I think TSM's out against Frost.
Really?
Yep, for sure. So I think we do have an advantage, but Moscow 5 is a strong team. Even though they haven't played against them, they'll still carry their own.
Oh, do you guys have a track record against Moscow 5? I know you guys were one of the only teams pretty much to ever like take a game off them at a LAN, and it was a pretty important LAN at that. Do you guys scrim often with Moscow 5 or play them online or anything?
We have never scrimmed Moscow 5 ever. They refuse to scrim us.
Really?
And we like pretty much don't scrim them either.
Do you think that's out of like respect? Do you think they like don't want to scrim you because they think they value your strength and they don't want to like show anything to you guys?
I just think, I don't know, they don't like
don't want
to. Yeah. I just don't think like us or something. But we played against them in online tournaments, and we have a really good track record online against them. We've pretty much won most tournaments against them online. And we had DreamHack in summer. We beat them there, took 4 games off them. We're the first team ever to take 4 games off Moscow 5. I think we're like 6-3 in games at LAN tournaments against Moscow 5. So we have the best track record for sure. I think I'm looking forward to a rematch. If we get to the finals, I would love to be against Moscow 5. Just like the ultimate showdown and just to take it off them. I want to take their little we are the best team. I want to take it away from them.
And it's all European pride at that point. You guys are 2 European teams making it to the grand finals. Would you guys, I mean, would you consider yourself in that respect kind of a giant killer, you know, because they're regarded as the best team in the world right now?
Yeah, for sure. I think we're up there with them, but they're considered like their track record has proven that they haven't like lost games. They came second in the only tournament they've not came first in. So I think if we beat them, it says a huge statement.
I hope we can see that grand final because I think that would be really, really awesome to see. Now, you said your roster has pretty much been locked in for the past year. Pretty much all of Season 2, you guys have had the same, you know, Wicked, Froggen, all that kind of stuff. Do you think that's helped you guys get to this point where you are? Because I know a lot of the American teams like CLG, Dig, and Curse, they had that roster swap where, you know, 3 members of the team switched around. Do you think that's lent itself to a lot of success for you guys?
I would say for sure a stable roster is one of the most important things in esports. If you can keep a team together, especially when you go like gaming houses and you're in a closed environment with these people, and you can stay 10 hours a day with these people like in your presence, and you can survive that for 2 months like we did in Korea.
Tolerate them.
Yeah, I think it is like a huge testament to the strength of a team, and I think it helps us a lot.
So you think this whole kind of gaming house craze is really the next necessary step as far as esports is concerned?
Yep, at least boot camping. Boot camping for sure. Gaming houses is definitely an advantage, but you have to boot camp no matter what for a couple of weeks at a time if you want to prepare for a big tournament. You need to boot camp.
Now, living together in Korea, living together here in Los Angeles or Burbank, you guys are whereabouts there. Top lane, jungle, one of the biggest synergies in the game that people don't really talk about. It's not oft talked about. People always talk about the support, the AD carry synergy, but like you have to have really good synergy with Wicked to, you know, make, because top lane's an island. It's really all about jungle influence. That's what really makes or breaks the lane. What makes you guys such a good combination up there?
Well, I think we mean Wicked. We've played together for the entire CLG's history. We've been playing the last year. We've been playing together. Plus, I was in SK with them beforehand. Okay. So we've been playing together for a long time. We know each other. We're good friends. And come to tournament, like we know how much top lane can snowball. If you get an early ganking, it can snowball out of control. So that synergy is really important. I
know he's regarded as one of like the best snowballing kind of top laners in the game. You give Wicked a few kills and all of a sudden it's pretty much over. He's got the ability to carry. But you facilitate that, you know, you make that happen. You've been known to be, you know, kind of a gank heavy jungler. Like you really like playing like Maokai, stuff like that. You come in with that twisted advance and you just lock people down, give Wicked the kills. Is that just how you like to play, or is that how you were kind of forced to play to let your team win? You know, was that natural for you to gank all the time and play champions like that? I think it's the most beneficial style. Like CC junglers, basically, those that can lock up an opponent, especially early game, like the game against Saigon Jokers. I level 2 gank with Maokai, and like they don't expect that. It helps a lot. It snowballed the lane out of control, like Aurelia stomped Jace, which isn't normal. Like Jace should beat Aurelia, but that early kill let the lane snowball out of control, and then Wicked dominated. Being a support or a ganky jungler or support-oriented ganky jungler, I think is the best way to play. I think the problem with playing carry junglers like your Lee Sins and stuff like that is if you fall behind the early game, it's really hard to get back in a late game. Whereas if you're playing a CC-oriented jungler, you're always going to have an influence no matter what you do. It doesn't matter if you're level 5 and they're level 10. You can always get your combo off and do something. That's why I like playing that. So who are your favorite junglers to play then? You mentioned Maokai. You said you don't really like Lee Sin because he's more of a carry jungler. Who are those CC-heavy junglers you enjoy? Well, throughout like the last year, I've been playing mostly Maokai, Alsa. Those are like the two key junglers that are like CC orientated, and they don't have to build. They can just build go pretends and then like farm up to late game. So I think Maokai and Alsa are probably the most. I know some people were saying it was weird. You did play Skarner in a game, I think, yesterday, and people were like, "Oh, he doesn't usually play Skarner." What was up with that? Was it just did it just fit your team comp, or would you just want to pull something new out of your sleeve? I think Skarner is really strong in terms like if they have an AD carry, for example, or an AP carry that solely carries the team, and you want to catch them off guard. Like for example, when I play against CLG I often like to play out Skarner because I think double lift's one of the major carries in their team. So I think I can catch him off guard quite a lot with flash grab. So you look at a specific team, you can see a weakness in their team. You can often pick Skarner against that to pick off key targets. I guess it makes sense because normally he's known for his positioning and his mechanical skills, and if you can just disrupt that with an ultimate, I mean, he's done. He's as good as dead. So what do you believe your chances are? Like you said, you wish to see Moscow 5 in the grand finals against you, but if not you, who do you think can take this whole tournament? Is it just Moscow 5? I would actually put some money on Najin Sword as well. Really? I think they could pull it off. I was watching the TPA Najin Sword game, and TPA actually looked pretty strong. But I love the guys in Najin Sword. I think they're really good guys, and I think I would like them to pull it off. Well, I mean, I wish you guys the best of luck in the rest of the tournament. Is there any last shout-outs you'd like to give? Twitter, anything like that?
Yeah, I'd like to shout out to all the fans, and they've been great supporting us throughout the entire year. Especially when it came to DreamHack, which is the event we needed to get here. Like they sent us to DreamHack and got us basically to this championship. So thanks very much to them, and all the sponsors as well: Razer, XMG, On3D, and Yellow Buff. Thanks very much for getting us here.
Perfect. So no real personal shout-outs, just sponsors and fans. I mean, that's what you need right there. That's the most important thing. I appreciate it very much. I wish you guys the best of luck tomorrow against WE. Again, this is Snoopeh, Pluto. We'll see you guys later.